Hello everyone, Dr. Mandell here. If you're over the age of 55, I want you to listen closely, because the foods you choose every single day can either protect your vision or slowly damage it without you even realizing. Today, I'm going to share with you 4 powerful nuts that seniors should eat daily to shield the eyes from oxidative stress, reduce inflammation, and naturally fight cataracts and macular degeneration. Most people don't realize this, but the moment you turn 55, your eyes begin a battle they were never prepared for. A battle against oxidative stress, inflammation, and silent cellular decay that slowly clouds your vision and makes the world around you lose its sharpness. And what's shocking is that this battle accelerates every single year. The lens of your eye, which once bent light with incredible precision, now gets attacked by unstable molecules known as free radicals. These are invisible thieves that steal your clarity, weaken your vision, and set the stage for cataracts and macular degeneration. Scientists from the National Eye Institute discovered that oxidative damage is one of the primary causes of lens clouding, and the older you get, the faster this damage multiplies. But here's what most seniors never hear. Some of the most powerful defenders against this damage aren't found in a pharmacy. They're found in nature. And they exist inside some of the simplest foods you walk past every day: nuts. These nuts carry nutrients that directly target the root cause of cataracts and eye aging. They don't just fight the symptoms, they fight the mechanisms that create them. Almonds, walnuts, pistachios, and Brazil nuts contain vitamin E, omega-3s, lutein, zeaxanthin, and selenium, nutrients so potent that doctors call them the body's frontline defense against vision decline. And here's the part most people never expect. These nutrients don't just slow eye aging, they can actually shield the eye from damage that's already underway. Let's start with vitamin E, found richly in almonds. This antioxidant is so powerful that it literally neutralizes free radicals before they can harm the lens. In one large-scale study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, researchers found that people with the highest vitamin E intake had up to a 60% lower risk of developing cataracts. That's not a small improvement. That is a nearly life-changing protection just from a simple, natural nutrient. Now imagine this happening inside your eyes every single day. Vitamin E sweeping through the lens, protecting delicate proteins, stopping the clumping that causes cloudiness, and reinforcing the lens like a shield. That's what almonds can do, but that's only the beginning. Walnuts carry another weapon that seniors desperately need: omega-3 fatty acids. As you age, blood flow to the retina decreases, leaving your eye starved of oxygen and nutrients. Reduced circulation is one of the earliest, quietest signs of vision decline. But omega-3s improve microcirculation, opening the tiny vessels that feed your retina, restoring blood flow to eye cells that are losing strength. A study from the Journal of Lipid Research found that omega-3s directly improve retinal cell survival and help regenerate damaged eye tissue. That means every single walnut you eat becomes fuel for your vision. Fuel that your eyes cannot produce on their own. And inside walnuts is something else your eyes depend on: melatonin. Not the melatonin you take for sleep, but the melatonin that protects your eyes from UV light and oxidative damage. It's one of the most underrated molecules for preventing cataracts, yet walnuts supply it naturally. Then we have pistachios, one of nature's richest sources of lutein and zeaxanthin. These 2 antioxidants are the only nutrients that actually live inside your eye's macula. They act like internal sunglasses, filtering harmful wavelengths of blue light from screens, sunlight, and LED bulbs. In a major study from Tufts University, researchers found that higher intake of lutein and zeaxanthin reduced cataract risk by as much as 32%. Think about that. A simple daily eating habit can reduce your risk of one of the most common age-related surgeries by nearly 1/3. And it gets even more remarkable. When these nutrients reach the retina, they begin repairing oxidative damage at the cellular level, protecting your photoreceptors, the very cells that allow you to see detail, depth, shapes, and light. Without lutein and zeaxanthin, these cells degrade faster. With them, they survive longer and function better. Pistachios are the only nut on earth that contain meaningful amounts of both lutein and zeaxanthin, which is why they're often called eye protective medicine in a shell. But one nut stands in a category of its own: Brazil nuts. These nuts contain selenium, a mineral your body cannot produce, but your eyes desperately need, because it is required for the production of glutathione, your body's master antioxidant. In fact, research published in the Journal of Ocular Pharmacology found that glutathione is one of the most important protective molecules inside the lens. When glutathione levels drop, cataracts form faster. When glutathione is restored, the lens becomes more resistant to clouding. And here's the stunning part: just one Brazil nut per day gives you all the selenium you need to boost glutathione naturally. That means one simple nut can help slow the clouding of the lens from the inside out. When you combine these nuts, almonds, walnuts, pistachios, and Brazil nuts, you create a nutritional force that directly targets the causes of cataracts: oxidative stress, inflammation, poor circulation, and UV damage. You're not just eating for energy, you're eating to protect your vision for the next decade of your life. You're strengthening the lens, you're feeding the retina, you're shielding the macula from harmful light. You're giving your eyes tools they no longer have the ability to make themselves. Most seniors think cataracts are inevitable, but science keeps proving the opposite. Inflammation is preventable, oxidative stress is reversible, and cellular protection is achievable with the right nutrients. When seniors begin consuming these 4 nuts daily, something powerful happens inside their eyes. Damage slows, clarity stabilizes, vision sharpness strengthens. The tissues that were losing strength start receiving the antioxidants they've been starved of for years. Your body wants to heal. It wants to protect your vision. It just needs the tools to do it. And these nuts provide those tools naturally, safely, and powerfully. Every handful becomes a statement. I'm not letting age decide my vision. I'm not letting oxidative stress win. I'm giving my eyes the protection they deserve. This is how nature helps you fight cataracts from the inside out. Most people underestimate how powerful small daily habits can be, but when it comes to your vision, especially after the age of 60, tiny nutritional choices can determine whether your eyesight stays sharp or slowly fades into a permanent blur. Your eyes are not aging randomly. They are responding to the fuel you give them every single day. And what researchers are discovering is astonishing. Even small amounts of the right nutrients can activate protective mechanisms in the eye that dramatically slow cataract formation, reduce inflammation, and preserve the clarity of the lens. That's why a simple daily routine of almonds, walnuts, pistachios, and a single Brazil nut is far more powerful than most people realize. Seniors don't need extreme diets. They don't need expensive supplements. They need consistency, and they need foods that work with the biology of aging eyes, not against it. Let's start with the almond, a nut so rich in vitamin E that ophthalmologists call it one of the most important dietary antioxidants for lens protection. You don't need a whole bag, just 10 almonds. Those 10 almonds contain enough vitamin E to neutralize the free radicals that constantly bombard the eye's lens. Free radicals are unstable molecules produced by sunlight, pollution, blood sugar spikes, and even stress. Over time, they attack the proteins inside the lens, causing them to clump together, the biological beginning of cataracts. But here's the remarkable part. Research from the Age-Related Eye Disease Study shows that even modest vitamin E intake can reduce oxidative damage so effectively that cataract progression slows significantly. 10 almonds a day, something you can eat in under 1 minute, can produce measurable protection. Then there are walnuts. 3 walnuts. Just 3. Seniors often think bigger changes lead to bigger results, but the science says otherwise. Walnuts contain omega-3 fatty acids that restore microcirculation inside the eye. Blood flow to the retina decreases naturally with age, limiting oxygen and nutrient delivery to some of the most delicate cells in the body. When these cells are undernourished, vision quality drops. But omega-3s improve blood viscosity and support the tiny capillaries that feed the retina. In a landmark study from the Journal of Nutrition, participants who consumed small daily doses of omega-3s experienced significant improvements in retinal health markers, even without increasing the dosage. That means 3 walnuts are enough to initiate a biological shift. And these walnuts contain more than just omega-3s. They supply vitamin B6, copper, manganese, and melatonin, nutrients that protect the retina from UV radiation, reduce eye strain, and slow the degeneration of photoreceptor cells. Something this small shouldn't be this powerful, but it is, because the eye is one of the most nutrient-hungry organs in the entire body. Then we move to pistachios, 20 pistachios, a small handful, light, simple, effortless. Yet inside these 20 nuts are two of the most critical eye-nourishing compounds ever discovered, lutein and zeaxanthin. These pigments are so essential that your body transports them directly into the macula, the part of the eye responsible for sharp, clear, high-definition vision. Without them, blue light from screens, sunlight, and artificial lighting penetrates deeper into the eye, damaging cells that cannot regenerate. But with daily intake, even in small amounts, lutein and zeaxanthin form a protective shield. A shield that filters harmful wavelengths, a shield that preserves detail, a shield that slows aging at the cellular level. Researchers at Harvard found that people who consumed lutein and zeaxanthin daily had a 43% lower risk of advanced macular degeneration. And what's even more shocking is this: the protective effect was dose-responsive at extremely low intake levels. That means your 20 pistachios are more than enough to activate macular protection every single day. And finally, the smallest food of all, the one that delivers the most profound effect, one single Brazil nut. Seniors with fading vision often think they need complex treatments to restore eye health, but the eye doesn't need complexity. It needs glutathione, the master antioxidant that prevents clouding of the lens. Selenium is required to make glutathione, and the easiest natural source on the planet is a Brazil nut. Just one. In a study published in the Journal of Trace Elements in Medicine, seniors who consumed one Brazil nut per day showed dramatic improvements in selenium status and antioxidant capacity within weeks. And when your glutathione levels rise, something powerful happens. The lens becomes more resistant to oxidation, meaning the clouding that leads to cataracts slows down. One nut, less than a few seconds of eating, can create measurable change inside the lens of your eye. So why do these small portions work so well? Because the aging eye is highly responsive to antioxidants, pigments, and circulatory nutrients. You don't need megadoses, you need consistency, you need daily nourishment, and you need foods with the right biological compounds. When you combine 10 almonds, 3 walnuts, 20 pistachios, and 1 Brazil nut, something remarkable happens. You create a nutrient synergy, a combination that feeds the retina, protects the macula, strengthens the lens, improves circulation, reduces inflammation, and shields your eyes from oxidative stress. This routine is small enough that anyone can follow it. It takes less than 2 minutes a day, but the impact lasts for years. Seniors who adopt this habit give their eyes what aging naturally takes away: antioxidant reserves, carotenoid pigments, microvascular support, and glutathione production. Your body wants to protect your vision. Your eyes want to stay sharp. They just need the nutritional tools to keep fighting. And those tools are found not in prescription bottles or surgical procedures, but in small handfuls of nuts consumed daily with consistency and awareness. Every single day you follow this simple routine, you are actively slowing the processes that lead to cloudy vision, blurred details, and diminished depth perception. You are giving your eyes the exact nutrients they are losing with age. You are defending your vision one small step at a time. These 4 nuts, eaten daily in small but powerful amounts, remind us of something simple yet profound. Your health doesn't change through massive effort. It changes through small habits repeated with purpose. Your eyes are precious. They are irreplaceable. And this tiny daily routine may very well be one of the most powerful tools you'll ever use to protect them. Most people don't realize that the clarity of their vision, every detail they see, every color they recognize, every moment they experience, depends on one thing nature designed millions of years ago: circulation. If blood flow slows, your vision fades. If oxygen delivery drops, the retina weakens. And if the delicate tissues inside the eye stop receiving antioxidants, the lens becomes cloudy, the macula thins, and the world slowly loses its sharpness. Aging does not hit the eyes suddenly. It creeps in silently year after year through microscopic changes you can't feel but eventually cannot ignore: blurriness, sensitivity to light, fading night vision. These signs are not random. They are warnings that your eyes are starving for nutrients. And what researchers have discovered is nothing short of remarkable. The exact nutrients your eyes need to maintain circulation, preserve clarity, and block harmful blue light are found not in expensive prescriptions, not in synthetic supplements, but in a small group of natural foods, nuts that have evolved to store antioxidants in concentrations stronger than most fruits and vegetables. Almonds, walnuts, pistachios, and Brazil nuts carry compounds that enter the bloodstream, reach the eye, and begin repairing damage at the cellular level. And what makes this discovery even more powerful is that these nutrients don't just support eye health, they directly counteract the biological triggers behind cataracts, macular degeneration, retinal thinning, and lens discoloration. Every single nut plays a role in keeping the eye functioning like the precise optical instrument it is. When you eat almonds, the vitamin E inside them works like a shield, sweeping through the bloodstream and neutralizing the unstable free radicals that attack lens proteins. Researchers discovered that vitamin E doesn't just reduce oxidative stress, it slows the clumping of proteins, the very process that creates cataracts. Not many foods on Earth can influence lens clarity this directly, but almonds can. And when you combine that protective effect with walnuts, the impact becomes even greater. Walnuts carry omega-3 fatty acids, nutrients proven to increase retinal blood flow. In a study from the Journal of Clinical Nutrition, older adults who consumed omega-3s showed significantly stronger retinal thickness and improved visual function compared to those who didn't. This is not a mild benefit. Retinal thickness is one of the strongest markers of long-term vision health, and omega-3s help preserve it. Every walnut becomes fuel for the eye's tiny capillaries, helping them carry nutrients more effectively. Better blood flow means better oxygen means healthier photoreceptors, and healthier photoreceptors mean clearer, sharper vision even as the years pass. But the real magic happens in pistachios. Inside those small green nuts are two pigments that do something no medication can do naturally. They enter the macula and physically block blue light from reaching the retina. These pigments, lutein and zeaxanthin, are so powerful that scientists refer to them as optical filters. Blue light is not just light. It is high-energy radiation that penetrates deeper into the eye, creating oxidative stress that accelerates aging. The modern world bombards your eyes with blue light from every direction. Phones, LED bulbs, sunlight, televisions, tablets, and even indoor lighting. But lutein and zeaxanthin act like microscopic sunglasses inside your eyes, absorbing this harmful energy before it reaches the fragile cells that allow you to see detail. In a landmark Harvard study, participants with the highest levels of these pigments had a dramatically lower risk of macular degeneration, the leading cause of blindness in seniors. Pistachios also contain copper, potassium, and B vitamins that support nerve signaling inside the eye, ensuring that the messages your retina sends to your brain remain strong, clear, and accurate. And then there is the Brazil nut, one nut that delivers one of the most important nutrients for eye longevity, selenium. Selenium is required for the production of glutathione, a molecule so essential for the eye that researchers consider it the guardian of lens clarity. Without glutathione, the lens becomes vulnerable to UV damage, oxidative stress, and protein clumping. With glutathione, the lens remains clear, strong, and resistant to clouding. One Brazil nut per day gives your body enough selenium to support this protective mechanism continuously. In a study published in the Journal of Ophthalmic Research, scientists found that low selenium levels were strongly correlated with faster cataract progression. In simple terms, selenium acts like a biochemical defense system, and Brazil nuts are the most concentrated natural source of selenium in the world. Now imagine what happens when these four nuts are eaten together, consistently. Vitamin E improves lens clarity. Omega-3s strengthen retinal blood flow, lutein and zeaxanthin protect the macula from blue light. Selenium activates glutathione to preserve the lens. Together, these nutrients create a full-spectrum defense system that supports every part of the eye, from the cornea to the retina, from the macula to the optic nerve. The clarity you gain is not temporary. The protection you build is not short-lived. These nutrients accumulate inside the eye over time, and as long as you feed them daily, your eyes maintain the ability to fight inflammation, resist oxidative stress, and slow the cellular aging that leads to vision loss. But the most powerful part of this discovery is not the nutrients themselves. It's how responsive the aging eye is to them. Studies show that even seniors in their 70s and 80s can experience measurable improvements in oxidative balance, retinal circulation, and lens protection within weeks of increasing these nutrients. The eye wants to heal, it wants to stabilize, it wants to maintain clarity, it simply needs the resources to do so. And those resources come from daily nutrition, not occasional effort. Every time you eat a handful of nuts, you are making a choice to protect your vision rather than surrender to aging, a choice to nourish your eyes rather than starve them, a choice to invest in the clarity of your world, the sharpness of your memories, and the independence of your future. Your vision is not just a sense, it is your connection to life, and this simple natural combination of almonds, walnuts, pistachios, and Brazil nuts is one of the most powerful tools you have to preserve it. Take care of yourself, eat right, stay positive, and keep your body moving in the right direction. This is Dr. Mandell. I wish you many blessings and great health.